And also, that doesn't make January 6th okay. That's the problem, is like, and this is the issue, is that like, people like this can never have an honest conversation because they're too focused on scoring points for their side and not in engaging in a degree of like rational discourse. Like, for example, just because there aren't a lot of police there doesn't mean that it's okay to break into the building. Just because there's a federal agent in the crowd doesn't mean that it's not your fault when you decide to break a window because the federal agent tells you to. But these things are like, why can't people just look at reality? I don't understand this. I don't get it at all.
A Fedsurrection, a parliamentary coup.
Your shirt, it has a list of names of the Retribution tour.
And he's got a Retribution list.
The Biden laptop cover-up, the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
For those he believes have wronged President Trump and the American people.
Of course.
Jim Clapper, right? Mike Hayden, Brian Kemp, Brad Raffensperger. The list goes on and on.
I prefer the term retribution. Liz Cheney, we're coming for you. Adam Kinzinger, we're coming for you.
You mentioned Pelosi.
I love how like they create this parody between like this guy and like, for example, the people that are burning down Teslas, because like this guy is just swimming and like running around and talking. And then like the people that are at, like, there's never been a single clip of him being violent, destroying anything, breaking the law, or even being physically aggressive towards anyone. It's just simply him talking and saying, in my opinion, kind of crazy stuff, for sure. But, you know, he's not really doing anything wrong. But because you're playing this, like, scary music behind it, this is supposed to be comparable to people that are, you know, supporting a murderer with Luigi, which is, again, I think kind of just like a schizo movement. It's not really worth taking seriously. But the people that are destroying Teslas, I think, is very legitimate. I think it's very problematic. Is he wrong, though? I mean, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with what he's saying. Sure, he can say whatever he wants. I don't agree with all of it, but I mean, he can say whatever he thinks.
What do you think she would be charged with in this scenario?
I mean, it's a simple statute. This is treason.
Treason, yeah, absolutely.
And I would like to see at the end of the due process, lawful capital punishment.
Will you be disappointed if in 12 months from now somebody hasn't been executed for treason?
I think the nation will be furious.
He says even I could be a target.
Yeah, so that's a pretty big fucking difference. Like, this is, and this is, again, this is the false equivalency that these people create, is that this person is advocating for an extreme judicial process, whereas other people are advocating for vigilante justice and terrorism. That's a very big difference. He's saying that he wants people that he thinks committed treason to be tried for treason. Other people just want to kill you.
Of any kind.
That's the difference. It's a big fucking, massive fucking difference.
I'm not sure yet if you are or are not on the deep state target list, because I haven't consumed all of the information that you've put forth to determine what your status should be.
But we've been hanging out
As we ruin you.
Yeah.
As you what?
Just like you ruined us. An eye for an eye. Look up Leviticus as a Christian.
We have a problem with Jewish supremacy. We have a problem with a Jew.
Here we go. Here is again, it's again the implications, right? All of the implications, as in, and by the way, a lot of people hate CNN. Like, a tremendous amount of people hate CNN. And it's like, now you have a guy, let's take a look. How many people are watching this? Like, well, I can't even really tell because it's like super low quality. It says restreaming now, maybe 17K people have watched this. Oh my God.
Jewish occupation in our government.
Technology has transformed extremism in America.
It's your body, my choice.
A fire hose of hate is served to millions of us every day.
Yeah.
They are reviewing a purported manifesto.
Mass shooters publish manifestos online.
An absolute racist hate crime.
This is God's country!
Election deniers stream.
Again, it's January 6th again. And you'll notice this, that every single clip of like this right-wing violence, Every single one of them is going to go right back to January 6th.
Reality.
And the big reason why is because when like one of these like mass shooters goes out and they like kill a bunch of people and it's turned out that they're a Nazi, nobody that's like conservative or right wing goes and makes excuses for them and says, well, you know, you have to look at like what his, you know, socioeconomic status was. Well, you have to see, you know, he was treated this way in school. They're like making excuses. Yeah, they do. Well, I mean, of course there's a handful of people that do. Of course you're right about that. But those people are radical extremists and they don't represent anybody else, and they are the very fringe minority, and most everybody else pushes away from them. That's the difference.
Live as they attack the U.S. Capitol.
The problem isn't, and this might sound odd, is that the problem isn't the violence itself. It's the culture that enables and justifies it. That's really the problem. Because like I look at it as like, you know, it's the difference between are you against the cookie or the cookie factory? Well, if you want to get rid of cookies, you don't get mad at cookies, you get mad at the factory that's making the cookies, right? It's the factory that's doing this. And so the culture that enables this and justifies it and tries to run defense for it, they're the ones that are really wrong. Trump seems to enable this, though. I don't know. I've never seen Trump say that it's okay to be violent towards like somebody, and Trump is like multiple times like what are you talking about? When has he said that? Trump denounced it immediately? Yeah, he said to stop and to go home immediately on that day.
The fringe is going mainstream.
And Trump is here to take down those satanic cabals.
Yep.
Pedophiles. You know this already.
With the cute military army.
Some believe we are on the brink of a totalitarian state.
Who actually runs the government?
Some believe our government is totally controlled by corporations or a cabal.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that believe that. That's true.
And some see themselves as crusaders in a fight for good versus evil.
Let's be the American people spreading the word of God.
So I've set out on a journey across the country to meet the Americans waging this battle.
This is basically the Mangione gun.
To find out if we really are getting more extreme.
Hey, you got the right idea.